All this week, our Forewarned Storm team is putting together information to help you make it through winter safely. Are you winter weather ready? Well, the time to act is now. Forewarned Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton joins us now. And today's focus, the extreme cold.
Yeah, I know. You might think snow and ice and wind, that poses the biggest threats during the winter months. But you have to remember, St. Louis gets our share of cold Arctic air, even life-threatening temperatures. And you need to be prepared for the extreme cold. The cold of winter causes as many deaths in the United States each year as lightning, but it's far more avoidable. From a bitter cold snap or the lack of heat and power in the wake of an ice storm, the cold of winter can be dangerous if you're not prepared. In fact, during the ice storm of 2006, over 500,000 homes were left without power and thus no heat. Now, the coldest temperature on record in St. Louis, that's minus 22 back in January of 1884. Even with a little wind, the wind chill would be minus 43. We set another major winter record during 1978, 58 days at or below freezing. That's half the winter freezing. And during these really cold months, many people turn to space heaters for warmth, but that can be dangerous if you're not careful and prepared. A fire in University City this past February caused by a space heater took the lives of 4-year-old Trevian Dunger, his 6-year-old sister Kalia, and their great-grandmother Mamie Williams. The heater was left on overnight and there were no smoke detectors in the house. It turns out fires from space heaters kill more Americans on average each year than tornadoes, flooding, and lightning combined. So remember the 3-foot rule. Keep the space heater 3 feet away from a couch or draperies or bedding, anything that can catch on fire. And the carpet's not a good idea. You'll want your heater on a hard, non-flammable surface like tile floor. And if you use a space heater, make sure you have working smoke detectors and don't leave it on while you sleep. Some of our cold snaps are due to the polar vortex. Now, that term has become popular recently and misunderstood, I assure you. The polar vortex is not a storm, not a monster, and it does not come with polar bears. The polar vortex is not new. Put simply, it's just cold air, really cold air over the North Pole. And it's because there's no sunlight during the winter months. And that cold air circulates around the pole. But sometimes that frigid air, it will break free. And then it dives south. And during those cold snaps, frostbite can occur in as little as 20 to 30 minutes. Frostbite is when the skin actually freezes. Hypothermia, that's different. That's when the body temperature drops below 95 degrees and can be deadly. Both require medical attention immediately. The extreme cold of winter is why in my trunk, I've got an extra jacket, hat, gloves, even a blanket. You'll want these too, just in case you get stuck in a winter storm. You and your family will stay warm until help arrives. Haven't been stuck yet. Hopefully I don't have to use those. You can find a lot more information though to help keep you and your family safe this winter at KMOV.com/winterweatherready. And all this week here on News 4, we'll have more winter tips. In fact, tomorrow, meteorologist Megan Danahay explains the difference between snow, freezing rain, and sleet, and why it's important to know the difference.